Hello everyone, and welcome to the ChatFlow Alexa WiseGuys walkthrough. In this walkthrough, we're going to create and configure the Alexa WiseGuy skill. Let's begin. First, go to ChatFlow and create a new application from scratch. Name your project and click Create. Click on your project in the app list. Once the editor has loaded, drag the Alexa in and Alexa out nodes onto your canvas. Next, we're going to need a router. A router determines which branch of our flow the app will execute. Once we have our three nodes on the canvas, connect them together. Now, let's get into the meat of our skill. Like the Alexa copycat skill, we're going to need to create the initialize, skilled launch, and session ended flows. For the initialize enter node, remove all conditions and select initial state. Click on the state node to edit the body. This code will contain our joke list, the global variable, that can be used throughout the entire dialog. Note that the global environment is limited to the current application. One application cannot access another application's global environment. For the session ended node, set the condition as KitAI skilled ended is true. For the attached state node, set the output text as bye. Make sure you check the dialog ends here option. For the skilled launch node, set the condition as skilled launch is true. Click on the attached state node to edit the body, and input the following code. Okay, so now that we have our basic flow set up, let's create our intent schema, slots, and sample utterances. Go to KitAI's NLU App. This app will allow you to create the intent schema, slots, and sample utterances fairly painlessly. Both the NLU and Alexa Skill Console use the same naming conventions for intents and sample utterances. However, slots are called entities in the NLU app. Simply input each intent along with its sample utterances into the NLU app. For this app, we're going to have a tell me a joke intent, who's there intent, and the setup name who intent. Then, enter the custom slot along with the sample cases under entities. Finally, click on Export and select the Alexa option. The pop-up will appear containing the code that you will enter in the Alexa Skills Console. Note, the NLU app is a great place to test your intent schema before sending it off to Alexa. Next, we want a skill to be launched whenever the user inputs a tell me a joke intent. For this, drag in another enter node. Set its condition to NLU intent equals tell me a joke intent. NLU intent stores information about what intents are extracted from the user's input. Next, we will simply attach this tell me a joke enter node to the same state node that is attached to the skill launched enter node. All good knock-knock jokes need substance, so we will configure two enter node state pairs to continue our joke. The first enter node will process the who's there question. Set its condition as NLU.intent equals who's there intent. In the attached state node, input the following code. This code will prompt Alexa to respond to the who's there question. Then, click on Request User Input. This keeps the dialog going. The next flow will deliver the punchline. Set the enter node's condition to NLU intent equals setup name who intent. In the attached state node, input the following code. Don't forget to click Request User Input. With that, we have our joke-telling bot. Let's finish setting up this bad boy in the Alexa skill page. First, deploy this app. It will allow you to register a webhook callback address through the Alexa node. Before deployment, double-click the Alexa in node. In the URL section, type in \Alexa. Copy the final URL into your clipboard. You are going to need it later. Now, let's go to the Amazon Developers Console and register an Alexa skill there. After logging into the Amazon Developer Console, click Alexa to get started with the Amazon Skills Kit. In Skill Information, pick a skill name and invocation name. In the interaction model, input the following intent schema. This schema will include all the intents we referred to back in our ChatFlow application. We are also going to need to create a custom slot type called List of Setup Names. Input the following. In the sample utterances, enter the following. These utterances will be used to teach Alexa which inputs correspond to which intents. Paste the final URL from the Alexa in node. Select the Wildcard SSL certification option. ChatFlow and KidAI use a wild SSL certificate. Now, before we deploy, let's test our skill. Amazon provides a voice service simulator before the skill is actually deployed. It is a great tool to help check and understand skills input and output. Test your application before deployment. Once you're done testing, fill out the forms for publishing information and privacy and compliance. Do not click the Submit certification. Great, so we now have the basic structure for our bot. Well, what if our user needs help? Amazon provides a very useful intent called Amazon Help Intent, which we can identify and use whenever the user needs help. Drag in an enter node and set its condition as NLU intent equals Amazon Help Intent. In the state node, enter the following code. The switch case function sorts each of the different cases and their corresponding help messages that help explain our skill. Click on Request User Input after this node. Don't forget to add it to your intent schema. What if the user wants to stop or cancel the intent? Amazon also provides solutions for these cases as well. We are going to need two enter nodes. The first will have the condition NLU intent equals Amazon stop intent, and the second will have the condition NLU intent equals Amazon cancel intent. Again, don't forget to add them into your intent schema. Both of these will connect to the same state node. The state node here will have its output text set as goodbye. Don't forget to select dialog ends here. Now that we've enhanced our bot, let's redeploy it. And with that, we have a fully functioning Alexa WiseGuy skill. If you wish to play with this app, simply download the JSON from the tutorial page and import it using the JSON import function. Or, create a new app from the Alexa WiseGuy sample project. Thanks for watching. Alexa, be funny.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Beats.
Beat 2.
Beats me.